From shadows to kingdom, introducing the Burgundians. The Burgundians, a name that echoes through history, a tribe whose story is woven into the very fabric of Europe. Their journey takes us from the misty shores of the Baltic Sea to the heart of the Roman Empire. These fierce warriors left an indelible mark on the course of Western civilization. Join us as we delve into the captivating saga of the Burgundians, tracing their path from humble origins to powerful kingdom. The journey begins. Whispers from the north. The story of the Burgundians begins not in the sun-drenched fields of Gaul, but amidst the rugged landscapes of Scandinavia. Their ancestral home, the island of Bornholm, lies in the Baltic Sea, a place of harsh beauty and fierce storms. It was here that the Burgundians honed their skills as seafarers and warriors, their lives shaped by the unforgiving forces of nature. Driven by a potent mix of ambition and necessity, the Burgundians joined the great tide of Germanic migration that swept across Europe in the late Roman period. They were not alone in this exodus. Countless tribes, propelled by a complex web of factors, abandoned their homelands and ventured into the unknown. For the Burgundians, this journey would be fraught with challenges and opportunities in equal measure. Crossing the Rhine. A new chapter unfolds. As the 4th century dawned, the Burgundians found themselves poised on the banks of the Rhine, a shimmering ribbon of water separating them from the heart of the Roman Empire. For generations, the Rhine had stood as a formidable barrier, a symbol of Roman power and authority. Now, weakened by internal decay and external pressure, the empire watched with growing unease as the Burgundians prepared to cross. The crossing of the Rhine was a momentous event, a pivotal turning point in Burgundian history. It marked their transition from a nomadic people to settlers within the Roman world. The exact circumstances of their entry are shrouded in historical debate, a mixture of peaceful negotiation and opportunistic incursion. What is certain is that the Burgundians, by force of arms and shrewd diplomacy, carved out a place for themselves in the tumultuous landscape of Gaul. The shadow of the Huns, a clash of warriors. The Burgundian quest for a new homeland in Gaul was not without its perils. As they sought to establish themselves, a new and terrifying force swept across the European steppe, the Huns. Led by the legendary Attila, the Huns were a nomadic people of unmatched ferocity, their equestrian skills and ruthlessness in battle striking fear into the hearts of even the most seasoned Roman legions. The arrival of the Huns threw Gaul into chaos. The Burgundians, caught in the path of this unstoppable horde, faced a stark choice: submit or resist. They chose the latter, their warrior spirit ignited by the threat to their newfound home. In 436 AD, the Burgundian king, Gundobada, led his warriors against Attila's forces at the Battle of Worms. The Battle of Worms was a disaster for the Burgundians. Despite fighting with legendary courage, they were overwhelmed by the sheer might of the Hunnic army. Gundobada himself fell in battle, his death immortalized in epic poems that celebrated his bravery and lamented the Burgundian defeat. Section 3, Aetius's Gambit, a strategic alliance. In the aftermath of the devastating defeat at the hands of the Huns, the Burgundians found themselves at a crossroads. Their king was dead, their forces scattered, their dreams of a kingdom in Gaul seemingly shattered. Yet, from the ashes of defeat, a new opportunity arose, one orchestrated by a cunning Roman general named Flavius Aetius. Aetius, known to history as the last of the Romans, was a master strategist and a skilled diplomat. He recognized the potential value of the Burgundians as allies in the increasingly fragile Roman world. Faced with growing threats from both within and outside the empire, Aetius saw in the Burgundians a valuable source of military manpower. In 443 AD, Aetius offered the Burgundians a deal. In exchange for their service as foederati, or allied troops, of the Roman Empire, they would be granted land in the southeastern region of Gaul, known as Sapaudia. Section 4. The birth of a kingdom, roots in fertile ground. With the fertile lands of Sapaudia granted to them by the Romans, the Burgundians began the arduous task of rebuilding their shattered kingdom. Under the watchful eye of Rome, they established a new capital at Lyon, a strategic city situated at the confluence of the Rhône and Saône rivers. This marked a new chapter in their history, one characterized by both cooperation and tension with their Roman patrons. The Burgundians, though now bound to Rome by treaty, were determined to maintain their own distinct identity. They retained their own laws and customs, their warrior culture tempered by the influence of Roman civilization. Their kings, while acknowledging Roman overlordship, ruled with a degree of autonomy, forging their own path in a world still grappling with the legacy of Roman power. The region of Sapaudia, with its rolling hills and fertile valleys, proved to be an ideal location for the Burgundians to establish their new kingdom. They were skilled farmers and artisans, and under their rule, the land prospered. Section 5. Gundobad the Lawgiver, forging a new identity. The reign of King Gundobad, who ascended to the Burgundian throne in 474 AD, marked a pivotal period in the development of Burgundian identity. Gundobad was a ruler of remarkable vision and ambition, determined to secure his kingdom's place in the emerging political order of post-Roman Europe. His most enduring legacy was the creation of a comprehensive legal code known as the Lex Gundobada. The Lex Gundobada, promulgated in the early 6th century, was a remarkable achievement, a testament to the Burgundians' ability to synthesize Roman and Germanic legal traditions. It codified existing Burgundian customary law, incorporating elements of Roman law, particularly in matters of property and inheritance. A kingdom of two faiths, Arianism and the Burgundians. The 5th century was an age of religious ferment in Western Europe. The Roman Empire, once a bastion of paganism, had embraced Christianity as its official religion. Yet within the Christian faith, divisions were emerging, theological disputes that would have profound consequences for the Burgundians and the future of Europe. One such division centered around the nature of Christ. The Burgundians, like many Germanic tribes, had embraced Arian Christianity, a branch of Christianity deemed heretical by the Roman Catholic Church. Arianism differed from Catholic orthodoxy in its understanding of the relationship between Jesus and God the Father, a theological nuance with significant political implications. The Burgundian adherence to Arianism set them apart from their Gallo-Roman subjects, who remained largely Catholic. This religious divide, though initially a source of tension, was managed with a degree of tolerance by Burgundian rulers. The conversion of Clovis, a turning point in history. In the late 5th century, the Frankish king Clovis stood at a crossroads. Ambitious and ruthless, he had united the Frankish tribes under his banner and set his sights on expanding his dominion. Yet Clovis recognized that to achieve his goals, he needed more than just military might. He needed the support of a powerful ally. That ally came in the form of the Catholic Church. In 496 AD, Clovis made the momentous decision to convert to Roman Catholicism, a strategic masterstroke that would have profound consequences for the balance of power in Gaul. The spectre of war, Franks and Burgundians clash. The decades following Clovis's conversion were marked by growing tension between the Franks and the Burgundians. The religious divide, exacerbated by political ambition and territorial disputes, cast a long shadow over the region. Skirmishes along their borders became increasingly common, a prelude to a larger conflict that seemed almost inevitable. Clovis, emboldened by his alliance with the Catholic Church, saw in the Arian Burgundians a threat to his hegemony and an opportunity to expand his realm. He skillfully exploited the religious divide, portraying the Burgundians as heretics who threatened the unity of Christendom. His propaganda resonated with many Gallo-Romans who welcomed the prospect of Frankish rule. The Burgundians, for their part, were caught in a vice. Their Arian faith, once a source of tolerance, now marked them as outsiders, a target for Frankish aggression. They fought bravely, their warriors renowned for their courage and tenacity, but they were outnumbered and outmaneuvered by the Frankish forces. In 523 AD, the simmering tensions finally boiled over into open war. The ensuing conflict was a brutal affair, a series of bloody battles and sieges that ravaged the Burgundian kingdom. Section 4. The Fall of the Kingdom. A new chapter begins. The year 534 AD marked the end of an era for the Burgundians. After years of war and attrition, their kingdom, weakened and surrounded, finally succumbed to the relentless pressure of the Frankish armies. The final blow came at the Battle of Autumn, a decisive victory for the Franks, led by King Childebert I, son of Clovis. The defeat at Autumn sealed the fate of the Burgundian kingdom. Their king, Godemar, was killed in battle, and with his death, the last vestiges of Burgundian independence were extinguished. The once proud kingdom was absorbed into the expanding Frankish realm, its territories divided amongst the victors. Section 5. Enduring Legacy. The Burgundian imprint on history. The Burgundians may have vanished from the map as an independent kingdom, but their legacy continued to resonate throughout the Middle Ages and beyond. Their integration into the Frankish realm did not erase their cultural and legal contributions. Instead, it facilitated their diffusion into the wider European tapestry. The Lex Gundobada, a testament to Burgundian legal innovation, continued to be used in Burgundian territories long after their incorporation into the Frankish kingdom. Its provisions, blending Roman and Germanic legal traditions, influenced the development of Frankish law, contributing to the rich legal inheritance of medieval Europe. Section 1. Gundobad's Balancing Act. Navigating a world of alliances. King Gundobad, having solidified his legal reforms and forged a unique Burgundian identity, faced the constant challenge of maintaining his kingdom's precarious position in a tumultuous era. The fall of the Western Roman Empire left a power vacuum in Europe, with various Germanic tribes vying for dominance. To survive, Gundobad needed to be a shrewd diplomat, playing rival powers against each other while securing advantageous alliances. The Franks, recently converted to Catholicism and led by the ambitious Clovis, posed the most significant threat to Burgundian autonomy. Gundobad, recognizing the growing Frankish power, sought to maintain cordial relations, even giving his daughter in marriage to Clovis's son, Sigismund. This strategic marriage, intended to secure peace, also served as a testament to Gundobad's diplomatic acumen. Section 2. A time of prosperity, Burgundian culture flourishes. Under Gundobad's steady hand, the Burgundian kingdom experienced a period of relative peace and prosperity. The fertile lands of Sapaudia yielded bountiful harvests, supporting a growing population. Trade flourished along the Rhone River, connecting Burgundian merchants with the wider Mediterranean world. This economic stability provided the foundation for a flourishing of Burgundian culture. The Burgundians, while adopting elements of Roman civilization, retained a distinct cultural identity. Their artistic traditions, influenced by both Germanic and Roman motifs, found expression in intricate metalwork, jewelry, and textiles. The Burgundian court, though less opulent than its Roman counterparts, was a centre of patronage for artisans and poets, fostering a unique blend of cultural influences. Section 3. Seeds of Discord, the question of succession. Despite the peace and prosperity that marked much of Gundobad's reign, a storm was brewing within the Burgundian royal family, one that threatened to unravel the kingdom's hard-won stability. The question of succession, a perennial challenge for dynastic rule, loomed large as Gundobad's reign drew to a close. Gundobad had several sons, each with their own ambitions and claims to the throne. Sigismund, his son by a Catholic wife, had been raised in the Catholic faith, a potential source of tension within the Aryan Burgundian court. Godomar, another son, enjoyed the support of powerful factions within the kingdom, his claim strengthened by his military prowess. Section 4. The Legacy of Gundobad, a Foundation for the Future. Despite the turmoil that followed his death, Gundobad's reign left an indelible mark on the Burgundians and their place in history. He transformed a scattered and defeated people into a powerful and influential kingdom, laying the foundation for a distinct Burgundian identity that would endure long after their political independence was extinguished. His legal reforms, embodied in the Lex Gundobada, stood as a testament to his vision and pragmatism. By blending Roman and Germanic legal traditions, he created a legal framework that reflected the complex realities of his kingdom, contributing to the rich tapestry of medieval European law. Section 5. Beyond Gundobad, the Gathering Storm. The death of Gundobad in 516 AD marked the beginning of a turbulent period for the Burgundian kingdom. The question of succession, left unresolved by the late king, ignited long-simmering rivalries among his sons, plunging the kingdom into a period of internal strife. Sigismund, Gundobad's son by his Catholic wife, emerged as the initial victor in the struggle for power. However, his devout Catholicism, while embraced by some, alienated others within the predominantly Aryan Burgundian elite. His rule, marked by religious tension and political maneuvering, proved to be short and bloody. Section 1. The Sons of Gundobad, a Kingdom Divided. Gundobad, the great lawgiver of the Burgundians, had left a legacy of strength and prosperity, but upon his death, the kingdom he had carefully built began to tremble. His sons, their ambition fueled by the whispers of the court, turned on each other. The unity Gundobad had forged was shattered, replaced by the clamour of blades and the bitter taste of betrayal. Sigismund, the eldest, claimed the throne. Raised in the Catholic faith of his mother, he represented a departure from the Aryan Christianity of his forefathers. This shift, though subtle, stoked the fires of resentment amongst the Burgundian nobility, who saw in Sigismund a threat to their traditions. Section 2. Clovis Strikes, the Burgundian Tragedy. News of the Burgundian turmoil reached the ears of Clovis, the ambitious king of the Franks. A cunning strategist and a ruthless pragmatist, Clovis saw an opportunity to expand his burgeoning kingdom. The Burgundians, weakened by internal strife, were ripe for the taking. He gathered his forces, their swords thirsty for conquest, and marched south. In 523 AD, the Frankish army, a tide of iron and fury, crashed upon the Burgundian borders. Sigismund, his kingdom divided, scrambled to mount a defence. He rallied his loyal followers, their courage bolstered by desperation, and met the Frankish onslaught on the field of battle. With Sigismund's demise, the Burgundian resistance crumbled. Godomar, who had watched the unfolding tragedy with a mixture of sorrow and cunning, seized the opportunity to rally the remaining Burgundian forces. He knew that open confrontation with the Franks was futile, their strength too great to overcome. Instead, he chose a different path, one of strategic submission. Godomar approached Clovis not as a defeated foe, but as a potential ally. He pledged his loyalty to the Frankish king, offering the remnants of his kingdom as a vassal state within the growing Frankish realm. The Burgundian kingdom, though vanished from the map, lived on in the hearts and minds of its people. Their language, a melodic tongue distinct from the guttural speech of the Franks, continued to be spoken in the villages and towns of their former realm. Their laws, codified by the great Gundobad, remained in effect a testament to their legacy of justice and order. The Burgundian aristocracy, though now integrated into the Frankish nobility, retained a sense of their unique heritage. They took pride in their lineage, their ancestors' deeds recounted in hushed tones around hearths and in grand halls. The stories of Gundobad's wisdom, Sigismund's piety, and Godomar's cunning served as both cautionary tales and sources of inspiration for generations to come. Section 5. A lasting imprint from ancient tribe to modern region. Centuries passed, empires rose and fell, and the political map of Europe was redrawn countless times. The Franks, their kingdom transformed into the Carolingian Empire, and later fragmented into the nascent kingdoms of France and Germany, faded into the annals of history. Yet the name Burgundy persisted, a geographical and cultural marker on the map of Europe. The region of Burgundy, encompassing the heartland of the former Burgundian kingdom, retained a distinct identity throughout the Middle Ages. It emerged as a powerful duchy, its rulers often playing pivotal roles in the political and military affairs of France. The Burgundian court, renowned for its wealth and sophistication, became a centre of artistic patronage, fostering a unique blend of French and Flemish influences. Section 1. The enduring spirit of a people, resilience and adaptation. The story of the Burgundians is a testament to the enduring spirit of a people. From their origins on the windswept shores of the Baltic Sea to their final integration into the Frankish realm, they navigated a world in constant flux. They faced challenges with courage, adapted to changing circumstances with remarkable resilience, and left an enduring mark on the course of European history. Their journey was fraught with peril and uncertainty. They faced the might of the Roman Empire, the terror of the Huns, and the ambition of the Franks. Yet, through it all, they preserved their identity, their customs, and their dreams of a homeland. They were warriors, farmers, artisans, and lawmakers, their skills honed by the challenges they faced and the opportunities they seized. Section 2. A tapestry of influences, the Burgundian mark on Europe. The Burgundians, though absorbed into larger political entities, left an indelible mark on the tapestry of European culture. Their influence can be traced in the laws, customs, language and art of the regions they inhabited, a testament to their lasting impact on the development of Western civilization. Their legal code, the Lex Gundobada, stands as a monument to their legal innovation. This remarkable document, a fusion of Roman and Germanic legal traditions, provided a framework for a just and orderly society, its influence extending far beyond the borders of their short-lived kingdom. It served as a model for later legal codes, its principles shaping the development of European law for centuries to come. Section 3. From the mists of time to the modern age. Remembering the Burgundians. The Burgundians emerged from the mists of prehistory, their origins shrouded in the legends and sagas of their Scandinavian homeland. They carved a path through history, their story intertwined with the fall of empires and the rise of new powers. Though their time as an independent kingdom was relatively brief, their impact on the course of European history was profound and enduring. Their story is a reminder that history is not merely a linear progression of events, but rather a complex tapestry woven from the threads of countless individual lives, triumphs and tragedies. The Burgundians, like all people, were products of their time, shaped by the forces of history and the choices they made in the face of adversity. Today we remember the Burgundians not simply as a name in a history book, but as a people who lived, loved, fought, and ultimately left their mark on the world.